Welcome to Rev Reads. We are doing a video that I have no idea if anybody's going to be interested in watching this at all. But what I want to do is show the numbers of what Rev Reads got in new views, new subscribers in 2024 compared to 2023. Show the YouTube Studios analytics information for you guys if you're interested in seeing this. Part of the reason that I'm showing this is because this is something where before I began Rev Reads, or I should say probably when I was starting Rev Reads, I would have been super intrigued to see this information. And also, there's other channels that I would love to see some of their information about their channel, like how many views they're getting, subscribers, so forth, and what their YouTube studio looks like. And so I'm sharing mine because I would want to watch this. I want to watch this for some other videos, and I thought maybe some other people would want to watch this too. So this is just basically Rev Reads by the numbers in 2023 and 2024. Not going to go into any deep details. I don't think this will be overly long, but I thought some people might be interested in it because this is something that I would be interested in seeing. So let's just start off and just remind everybody where we're at here. You can see on the screen, I'll blow it up so it's bigger. Here are all the books, again, that I read and reviewed in 2024. So there are the 81, maybe 82 books in that screen that you see for you there. And if you didn't see the top 10 list, I broke down the books that I liked the most that were on there. And if I had to pick some of the lowest ones that weren't mentioned there, obviously Shepherd's for Sale, I didn't give a very great review to. The End of the World as You Know It, eschatology book that I didn't agree with, didn't think was overly great. Reformed Covenant Theology. Well, it was a well-written book, good presentation of covenant theology. I'm not a big fan of covenant theology at all, so wasn't a great fan of that book either. But overall, I liked most of the books from 2024. I think I liked 2023's books better. I had a harder time narrowing down the top 10 in 2023. But here are all the books that I read and reviewed. So this is what you would have been seeing on Rev Reads over the past year. And then okay, so so I thought this would be interesting. So this is all the covers of all the books that I've read since I have started Rev Reads. Now there are some covers on there of books that I didn't review, like some fiction books I read during that time period. Some covers are missing because I couldn't quite fit all of my images that I had of the different covers of the books together, and I didn't want to remake this afresh because it would take forever. But here are looks so big now that I'm looking. This is the first time I'm looking at it right now, even though I made it up really quick. I didn't really take a time to look at it. But here are all the books that I've read since this would be the middle of 2020. So over about the last 5 years, which this is just crazy. Some skinny books on here, some fat books, but I had no idea what it would look like all put out there. So thank you for everybody who's been in Rev Reads, who's been watching me go through this throughout the last few years. I recalculated the numbers and I've reviewed 364 books since starting Rev Read. So if you come onto the channel, you will have 364 book reviews possible to watch. And I've reviewed 14 Bible translations. So 364 books, and then I have 14 translations on top of that. There's more than 364 review videos, though, because I have some books, some big chunky books like Gary Habermas's On the Resurrection that got a couple of videos. I'm currently reading A History of Christian Theology. That'll probably get 4 videos. Adam Harwood's Christian Theology, I think, got 4 or 5 videos. So some big chunky books, because I try to keep the videos within 10 minutes or less, will end up getting more views. But there it is on the screen. All the Rev Reads books in one place. That's nuts. So since we're though here to talk about the numbers, let's first bring up the numbers for the views that I had in 2023, and then we'll look at the subs. So if you've never had your own YouTube channel and gotten YouTube Studio, this is what the analytics page looks like. So this is what it tells you. When you go on there, you can see how many people have watched it in the last 48 hours. You get your overall subscriber total. It tells you what people are currently watching. And then you have your views, watch time, subscribers. But what we have here is you can see views from 2023 was at 94,100 views I had in 2023, 94,092. And I thought that was huge. Like when I got to the 94,000 views in 2023, I was like, this is massive. And what I thought was so cool was like, oh, I'm so close to 100,000. And so I was like, my dream going into 2024 was I want to get 100,000 views in 2024. And I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to. And the reason I thought that I might not be able to hit 100,000 views in 2024 was because if you can see on the screen, I labeled when three different book reviews dropped: The Common Rule, Toxic War on Masculinity, Guide to Gender. These were three like more broader popular books that I reviewed when they released. And so they had this big spike in views because I released this book right when it came out. And so I had these three books where I had big spikes of views right when it came out, getting like almost 1,000 or just over 1,000 views in just a couple of days. So I get this big spike over a couple of days for those three books. And I'm like, man, I've never gotten that spike before. I had it happen three times. I probably won't have it happen again. And so I was like, I don't know if I'd actually be able to hit 100,000 views next year, but that is what I would love to do. And as far as new subscribers in 2023, I was blessed to get 1,000 subscribers, new subscribers in 2023. You can see that there are times on that graph where it dips below zero, so you get some discouraging days where you lose one or two overall. But man, got 1,000 new subscribers in 2023. Think how amazing it was. Like that's like three a day. Like that's so cool that three people a day are signing up to watch Rev Reads. And so I thought this was so amazing, and I thought 2023 was such a good year for the channel. It brought me to levels where I never expected to go, like in the totality of Rev Reads. I didn't think I'd get 1,000 subscribers overall ever. I thought this was going to be like a channel that get like, maybe like 150, 200 subscribers. And if I had 200 people watching my book reviews, I was thrilled with that. And that's what I was hoping for. But we've obviously gone way beyond that with getting 1,000 just in 2023. So then we go to 2024, which saw a rather shocking growth, at least in my opinion, a rather shocking growth. So we went from 94,000 views in 2023 to 203,630. So that was just mind blowing, to the point where, like, if you see on the graph, I had some moments where I had some spikes, but I had enough sort of overall views and enough kind of spiky type videos that, like, they weren't even overly standing out when they happened. So I didn't even label them because it would end up making the graph a little bit too messy to put them on there. But I mean, what a huge jump in views. And so super thankful for everybody who tuned in, everybody who watched. A lot of with YouTube, you get growth in views by just having your channel on there and having videos on there for longevity. Because I saw people watching videos from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and you'll see I'll put my top 10 viewed videos in 2024, and most of them, I think the majority, aren't views that I put out in 2024. So you get to just pile on those views over the time. And then this is the one that surprised me even more. So like totally shocked that like my hope was like maybe I'll get 100,000 views in 2024, and I got over 200,000. But the subs went from 1,000 to 1,800. And while that isn't doubling, to me, that just seems so much bigger because a view is like anybody can just click on your video, watch it for like 30 seconds, turn it off. Yeah, you get a view, big deal. But the subscribers are these people who are coming and saying, I like what you're doing and I want to keep watching your book reviews. Like I find your material to be beneficial. And to get 1,800 people subscribed in 1 year was just so amazing. And I had my biggest subscriber month ever was in December, so it just finished. I had 210 subscribers in December. And what I noticed before I did this video, I looked a couple years back, and it seemed like what I had at the end of a year sort of kind of carried over a little bit to what kind of would be more in line with the averages for the next year. So I mean, I'm like, could I get like 2,400 subscribers in 2024 would be cool. But I'm so humbled by the subscriber total to be at over 4,300. Knocking on the door at 4,400. is just so humbling, and I appreciate all you guys who respect what we're doing enough here to click that subscribe button and be a part of the channel. And if you are a subscriber and you want to help even more, you could support us at buymeacoffee.com and go on there and help cover some of the costs, as the cost just for all these things just keeps going up for what we want to do, and for the software stuff. It's a lot of software things that I end up needing to spend money for on Rev Read subscription stuff. And so if you want to support what we're doing here to allow it to continue, you could go to buymeacoffee.com/Rev Reads. Pretty simple. Buymeacoffee.com/Rev Reads and support there. One-time gift. Get a bunch of coffees at one time to help support the channel, or become a monthly giver and give $5 a month. That would be amazing as well. So there we are at 1,800 subscribers in 2024, which is awesome. Here are my top 10 videos of last year. So We Who Wrestle with God by Jordan Peterson, easily the top video of the year. It ended up passing 11,000, I think, at the kind of the last minute. And then, as always, what's been my consistent top video is my video on why I think the New King James Version is the most important Bible translation right now. And I still feel that same way about it. And that's got close to 10,000 videos last year. And then the New American Standard Bible 2020 review continues to perform well. People continue to watch that review. And then my video that I had on Darby, with shoot, and I can't pull his name off the top of my head, and it's killing me that I can't. James Fazio. Yeah, James graciously agreed to come on the channel and talk about Darby after the Roots of Dispensationalism were released, and we talked about Darby on there. And that video got almost 3,000 reviews, which was awesome. Another Bible review, modern English versions on the top 10. My video with Tim Chafee, where we talk about the Nephilim. Tim is involved with answers in Genesis, and so he gave some of his expertise. His view isn't in line with everybody at the Creation Museum when it comes to the Nephilim, but he gave me his thoughts. And so that video continues to do well, along with the Holman Christian Standard Bible translation. My Shepherd for Sale video, which, not surprised that did really well, because I was kind of critical of it. It was very popular at the time. That was another spike video when it came out. And then I put a short out review of We Who Wrestle with God that also got a bunch of views, and then my Christian Theology by Adam Harwood that continues to do well on the channel. So those are the top 10 videos I had of last year. So if you can see, looking at the dates, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the videos are from this year, and then the rest are from previous years of the channel. So just having old videos helps to accumulate for views. And here's what the channel's looking at all time when it comes to views. So all time, we're at 4,005 views, which is such a crazy number. And kind of the craziest thing about it is that we're at 4,000 views for the channel over its history, which is so big. And half of them happened in the last year, which I think that's a good, healthy growth to have. And so, Lord willing, we'll continue to see Rev Reads. You can see on the graph there how it goes from really tiny. Let's see. Oh, my mouse can't show up there. Oh, it's really tiny there at the beginning, and then we end up getting more and more views each day as it goes along. So, but it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm super thankful for it. It's just been awesome to get all those views. I just want to put one thing in context. Like, if you're like, oh man, 400,000 views, that's a lot. It's really not. This is Nick A30. This is my kid's favorite YouTuber. He does Fortnite videos on there, and his videos bring in 900,000 million views for each video that he does, and I'm at 400,000 views over the course of 4.5 years. So I'm still a very, very small fish in the YouTube pond, but we're growing. I'm thankful for it. For everybody who supported the channel, it's been such a blessing to have your support over the years, and I'm just really humbled by it and really thankful. I'm excited for another year of Rev Reads. We're always, just what we're doing each year is we're reviewing the new books that are coming out, going through other classics. Right now, the big thing that I'm going to be doing over the next probably 2 months. It'll take me to put them all out, but I'm going to go through Irenaeus's Against Heresies, which Against Heresies is 5 books. And I'm going to give my own title for each of those 5 books for what I think we should rename all of those. And so I'll put out 5 different videos on Irenaeus. That'll give even more original, very early church father material on the channel. I've reviewed all the apostolic fathers on here, so I'll go through now all 5 of Irenaeus's books under Against Heresy. I hope at some point after that to get to Justin Martyr and really hopefully bring to light what the early church writers really said and how a lot of it's not what people would think it would be. I've really been appreciative of the work of Bray and what he's done in the history of Christian theology. And I'm going to be happy to highlight that more in the beginning of next year. So those are the numbers for Rev Reads, nothing overly detailed or deep. And maybe everybody's going to be like, yeah, this is the dumbest video he's done. But I don't know. This is something that I would love to see some other channels do because I would like to be like, oh, I see that you have 3,000 subscribers or 30,000 subscribers, but I'd love to know how many people view your channel and how you've grown during the time, like what kind of progression that we're talking about. Because I'd like to put myself in context in this, and I'd just be curious to see what other people do. And so, since I would like to see other people's channels, I thought maybe some people would like to see mine. So there is Rev Reads by the number. Please keep watching, and we'll be back with our next review, which is going to be a really good one. Our next review, and this probably looks dumb with me pulling off the bookshelf. Our next review is going to be the myths and mistakes in New Testament textual criticism. Not sure why that's backwards there in the camera, but we are just thankful for everything that's happened here over the last 4.5 years. Thank you especially to the Buy Me a Coffee members who supported the channel and everybody who's given financial gifts over the years. I've had a few people who have given me gifts outside of Buy Me a Coffee. So I want to make sure I say thank you to those people who have given outside gifts. I really appreciate it. And I would love your prayers. And also just want to gear up and let everybody know I went to Burundi last year and had an amazing time teaching pastors how to prepare sermons, and it was amazing. I'm teaching these guys that have had no opportunity to have any religious training to be able to learn how to prepare and build sermons on a text, which is a really cool thing to do, and especially get them geared into teaching them how to teach stories. And I loved doing it. And I'm going to be going back again next year, and I'll put out a support video. Hopefully, I shouldn't say next year; it should be this year because we're in 2025. I'll be going back this summer, Lord willing, and I'll put out another support video for that. So, but thank you to anybody who has supported me last year to go to Burundi, and hopefully we'll be letting you guys know more about that in the year ahead. But again, thank you for people who've watched Rev Reads over the last few years. I hope you have a wonderful 2025 and hang out with us next year, and let's read a whole bunch of books together.